Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Martians and aliens. My name's Alan, and welcome to Mars the Second Genesis. So today, guys, we're going to be looking at this panorama. It was taken by Percy, or the Perseverance rover, on Sol 134, and it was taken with the right and left Mastcams. All the original images are available from the official NASA website, and the link is in the description, along with another link for our Google Drive, where you can go and download all the X3D images we use in this episode. So all you have to do is click on the link in the description, and it will take you to our Google Drive, where you can download the whole lot all at one time. I would recommend you to download Stereo Photo Maker, and I'll put the link in the description as well. And you can go, just click the link, go get Stereo Photo Maker. It's a free piece of software. And if you're unsure about Stereo Photo Maker, why not have a wee look at the tutorial on our channel, which explains the basics of Stereo Photo Maker, and it'll get you up and running so you can view the X3D images without any problems. It's the ideal software for viewing because you can zoom in, pan about, and you see it all in X3D. So, let's get started. Okay guys, most of the images are in this general area here. Although there is some outside area, most of them are here. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to zoom in and give you a pan left to right in X3D so you can have a wee look. And this is the enhanced version. And as you can see, the weird mustard colour that NASA put over their images has disappeared along with the orange. And you can see this part a mile away, so we go into a lot of detail in this area. We've got structures in the background showing some brickwork. And this wee thing here, sitting on the hill, it looks like a wee Martian structure sitting there all alone. So let's go into a wee bit more detail into the areas of interest. Okay, so this is this wee sculpture thing or structure, whatever it is. This is a more detailed view. So what we'll do, we'll zoom in and I shall pan left to right. Now you will notice some weird artifacts and some blurring, and you can thank our friends at NASA for that. So let's take a look at one of the two main anomalies. And as you can see here, this piece is divided into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, it could be a structure, it could be a sculpture that's fell over. You can see markings on it. And we've got this here, which seems to stick out now. If you look at this and look at that, that line I think corresponds to this. So if that's lifted up a wee bit and moved in, it looks as if it's part of this. It looks as if it's hinged, so it could be some sort of door. And here's the two box sort of sections. Now, as you can see, we've got a bit that sticks out on the side. We've got some kind of markings on it. And we've got a big crack down it. The main reason I thought it was an anomaly is you can clearly see there it's hollow and it's square. If you look at this, we've got a hard corner here and we've got something circular here. And we've got this thing at the front. That's a better view of it. So I think these are all structures. This one could be a structure. Maybe this part here, it should be straight on the ground, flipped over. And maybe this is a door. It's maybe some kind of small structure. This is our next area of interest. And what I'll do is I shall zoom in and pan through it and give you a look at it. Now you'll probably notice this area here. In the original image it's just whited out. A large chunk of our work is research and development. What we do is we look at the Mars images and we try to reverse engineer some of the damage that NASA has done to the images so we can bring back more detail, especially in the highlights. So as you can see, there is plenty anomalies in this. Let's zoom in a wee bit more, shall we? And I'll pan through this. You'll probably notice it may look a bit funny. What I've tried to do is simulate what it would look like on the Martian surface. Now, they get a lot less light than we do. I think it's a wee bit less than half. I might be wrong on that, but I thought it would be nice to see this as it would be on Mars. And it looks a bit better than NASA's offering of mustard-coloured images. So you're probably dying to see this eye-looking thing. Now, as you can see, this looks sculpted. It's split into 4 main sections. This part here, and this. And I believe it's part of this at the back, whatever it is, but you can clearly see this is not natural. I've got a bit here, it's also sculpted. But the main anomaly, this here, you can see there's some sort of maybe carving or sculpted in some way or hieroglyphs. I'll just zoom in a wee bit more. It does break up a bit. See a good bit of detail in there. And our next area of interest, and I'll zoom in and I'll pan through it. We've got this thing. You can see again, there is some sort of hieroglyph or carving. Doesn't look natural. This looks to me like a sitting dog and somebody stole its head. And there's this at the back, which looks sculpted. It's got a fish-like appearance. As you can see, the main anomaly here is quite unusual. Could be their form of structure. I mean, this might be structures to them. Could be sculptures sticking out the sand. Your guess is as good as mine, but I can tell you this without the shadow of a doubt. That is not rocks. And here we have a giant loaf of bread. That's what it looks like to me. I shall just pan through it for you. We've got a wee opening at the front. We've got some markings. You can see it's split right through the centre. Looks a bit like a shoe. If you look at this area in here, it looks quite sculpted. Still think it looks like a giant loaf of bread. And here we have a giant computer mouse. It's got bilateral symmetry and it looks like a giant mouse. And we've got some carvings on it as well at the back. And we've got this here. It's split into different sections. Again, it looks carved. And we've got this odd looking thing which looks mechanical. And we've got this thing here. It's got a hole and some markings on it. And I believe if that was moved over, it would be part of this. So it looks as if that and that should be together, and this area and that area should be together. And then we've got this thing. I keep doing this. Forget to zoom in. That must register off the scale of weird alien shit. What is that thing? Oh my god. That looks to me like some sort of air vent. And I don't know whether this is solid or whether this is a hole. We seem to have this bit here. It may be a metal panel. And we've got this bit sticking out. Now, it could be one structure, it could be different structures, it could be part of a sculpted form. And this is our next area of interest. And I shall zoom in and pan through it for you. I've got this bit here. And this area. As you can see, there's sculpted stuff all over the place. Look at this area here at the top. It's definitely structural. We've got this bit here. Whatever that is. Get this part where pipes sticking out. And we've got this pointed piece. So it just looks like parts of structures sticking out of the sand. But our area of interest is this down here. Now, as I say, you can look at this to your heart's content. You will get these images in a RAR folder, and the link will be in the description. The main area I'd like to talk about is this down here. Now, again, we'll do the customary pan through. And it looks like the foundations of a series of structures. And this looks like brickwork. And you can clearly see it's not normal rocks. I've got this bit here, it looks like a roof steeple sticking out the sand, with a wee dome on top of it. Now if you look at this part here, from there, across, you can see it looks like a structural beam. I'll zoom in, you can have a wee look at it. Definitely looks like a structural beam sticking out. Now this here in the centre looks like teeth, might be a big sculpture. When you look at that as a whole, that looks like the ruin of a structure. Maybe it was destroyed when they nuked the planet. Our next area of interest, here's the overview. And I'm going to scan through it. Now, I'd like you to notice this thing here. That looks like a wee, is this sand or something? Like transparent sand or something? No, right about that. It looks weird. Maybe it's glass or perspex or something like that, or the Martian equivalent, but that just does not look right. Maybe NASA made a mess of it. NASA wouldn't do that, would they? Aye, right. So on with the pan. See that wee thing sitting on its lonesome up there. That looks a bit odd. And we've got this here. Again, we will be looking at closer views of this. I'm not going to zoom into it at the moment. All this stuff looks sculpted. And I've managed to pull back some of the detail of this, so you can clearly see that's not just a normal rock. And again, we've got some more runes at the back. Let's have a look at this. I would put my neck out here and say this is a sculpture. That's what I think it is. So let's take a wee look at this, shall we? I don't know, when I look at that, it looks like a bird and a beak. I mean, obviously that's not what it is, but that's what it looks like. It's got that beak-like appearance. I've got some carvings on it. And we've got this here. That's carved. And it's sticking into the sand, whatever it is. And for our next anomaly, and we've got this wee thing sitting on its own on the hill. And we can clearly see that's not a rock. definitely know it's carved. I mean, I think it's a structure, and that's maybe the view hole. And there's obviously some more buried in the sand. You can see it here. Look at that, that's the real deal. NASA's put sand over that, and inside the sand is this, whatever it is. That's the real deal, that's what we're seeing. Could be piping, could be more foundations, but that's what's actually there. And if you look at the stuff at the back, we've got kind of structural beams. I'll just zoom in a wee bit more so you can have a wee look. And this piece seems to be split into 3 sections. We can see a hole here, maybe a vent. And it looks as if there's 1, 2, 3 window type things. This could be maybe a hatch. We'll stop there and I shall pick up the rest of it in the next video. There will be a part 2 of this and you'll be able to check out the rest of the areas. So thank you for watching and remember the links below and I'll see you in the next video.